Your social brain is constantly seeking connection. It's just like your cell phone, always searching for a network. Your social brain is always looking for its network. Sometimes, when we've just had enough of feeling bad, not feeling fulfilled, not getting that insight and that relational connection that we need, our brain seeks out to feel better, to soothe our soul, to soothe those hurts. And sometimes we end up making those false good connections. You know the ones: the affair, the promotions, the positive results, the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, the next thing you could buy, the next shopping spree because that new sweater is going to make you feel better about yourself. The problem with all of these false good connections, those corner threes that we're talking about today, is, are they permanent? Or are they just a temporary fix? Well, they're those wolves in sheep's clothing we were talking about last week. That corner three, that false good connection, yeah, you're going to feel great. You're going to feel amazing. Of course you are. You wouldn't be seeking it. But the problem is, when you make the wrong kind of connection, that false good connection, there's some things that can happen. There's some long-term effects that are going to hurt you. If you're new, welcome. I'm Carolejean, and I'm autistic. I help other autistics understand the science and the why behind our social brain, along with the easy how-tos and tips. So if you're with me, hit the like button and let's get started. Today we're talking about the false good connection, this corner three. This is a pretty tricky spot to be in because it eludes you in ways that tricks you. It makes you feel really good, so you think you're on the right track because you're getting that feedback and you're getting that connection, because our brain's always seeking out that connection, and we're seeking that endorphin rush, that feel good. It gets addictive. The problem with the false good connection of corner three is that it doesn't last long, and it sucks you in because it does feel good, but it leaves you lacking. It leaves you unfulfilled, and then you're seeking out that next fix. Do you ever catch yourself moving from project to project because the minute it gets too hard or it just doesn't feel good anymore, you just abandon it and move on to the next thing? Do you do that with people? People can be as much a part of the false good relationship, but a bigger part in the things that can lure us into a false sense of good connection are those external things. Those projects, those hobbies, food, a good bottle of wine. It's retail therapy. That's one of my challenges, or it was a long time ago. I can't say long. No, not really. It's a recent one that I've conquered, but it's taken several years. Do you seek out a person who's going to agree with your opinion? Are you looking for that flattery person? You go to them because you know they're not going to tell you the hard truth. Do you catch yourself in these relationships? It's temporary. It lulls you into a false sense of security. But the problem is, none of it lasts. The food only makes you feel better for a little bit. When you've had a really bad day and you just want a bowl of ice cream, and you catch yourself sitting on the floor and you've made it halfway through the pint and you're like, yeah, this tastes really good. It feels good. And you get to the bottom of the pint and you look at the bottom and then you think, oh man, I just totally blew my diet. Blew it totally. But you felt good while you were doing it. And it soothed you. But when you got to the end and you looked at the empty container, and then you might make the mistake of looking at the nutrition label and you're like, okay, I just had 380 calories and all these sugar and fat and I've just blown it. But I feel better for a second. That's what this false good connection does. And it lulls you into that false sense of security. These false good connections, they drain your energy. They drain your resources. They keep you stuck chasing that rush, and you're not really getting what you need. You're not really getting that fulfillment that your brain is seeking. Friends, corner three is incredibly powerful. This is one you have to really pay attention to. You have to be willing to step back and look at the hard truth about yourself and what you are lacking in your life that keeps you stuck in that corner three. The reason is corner three, it feels good. It fixes that bad problem. It fixes that bad connection. It fixes that disconnected, alone feeling. It's got that endorphin rush. It's the high energy. It's the yes. It's that friend that you love to go out and party with because they make you feel good. But at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning when you're heading home and you've been up all night and you wake up the next afternoon and you're hungover and you're tired and you got cotton mouth and you still got your makeup on and your best jeans have a rip in them, it makes you question, was that worth it? No. Those corner threes, they're just not. They're not really fulfilling you. They're temporarily slapping a Band-Aid on what hurts. And yeah, they feel good, but that's where they're so dangerous. They hook us because it feels good. And then they reel us in. And then we're caught in that cycle over and over again, looking for that next feel-good fix because it's not really making the right connection. Corner three can have some negative backlash for those in your life and ultimately for you. In corner three, if you're that person who never wants to hear bad news, if you're the person who never wants anyone to disagree with them, you've caused, because of your behaviors and your responses to other people, those people in your life feel like I can't tell them the truth because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen to it. They don't take me or what I'm saying seriously. I can't disagree with them because they turn it around on me. It's always something that I did wrong. It's always my fault. I can't honestly give them good feedback and have them listen because they don't really want to hear the truth. You could be on either side of that. You could be the person that says, I have somebody in my life like that. They only want to hear the good. They don't ever want to hear anything bad. They only want me to give them the good feedback that makes them feel better about themselves. But they don't want to hear, hey, this is something I noticed that's going on with you. And I'm telling you because I care about you. And I don't want you to get hurt. Or you're doing something that I know is going to ultimately lead to something that's going to hurt you. And I know it's hard to hear. You could be the person that can't hear that. You could be the person on the receiving end of that. And you got to know where you are. That corner three, it's seductive. It's powerful. And these false good connections, they come in many forms. From retail therapy, sex, flirting, online gaming, food, hobbies, a good bottle of wine, to exercise. I mean, all the things that are good for us, right? But in the right circumstances, with the right relationship. They're great. But when it becomes something that we seek because we feel bad, or we feel alone, or we feel overwhelmed, and we find that if we've had a bad day, we're seeking out that next purchase or that next bottle of wine, anything like that. We're in a relationship with that quick fix. And that quick fix is just that. It's quick. Yeah. It's powerful. Absolutely. But it isn't good for us. It's still going to hurt us. And we're still going to end up right exactly where we are when we start looking for that feel good. And that leads us to this thing called a roundabout, a 3-corner roundabout. So I went to school in London, And they have these really cool traffic circles. And they started adopting them here in the United States, and they're really great. You get on one, and it's got all these little arteries that go off in different directions. Well, here's the catch. When you get on that roundabout and you're going in this circle, you have to know where to get off. You have to know where your street is. And if you miss your street, you have to circle all the way back around again. And if you miss it again, you just keep going in the same circle. You are stuck on the roundabout. I had this happen. I ventured out. I finally said, I'm going to try driving. I'm on the wrong side of the road in the car because I'm American and I was in the UK. So my friend said, come on, you can do it. You can drive. Try it. We're not going to go far. We're just going to go through town and we're going to go to a little shop on the other side. So I'm in the car. I'm going. I get on the little roundabout in the center of town. And he says, okay, you're going to get off on the 3rd street. Nope, missed it. Okay, here we go. Paying attention. I got to get over. Well, some more cars got on and I got distracted and I couldn't quite get over and missed it again. We went around that darn thing probably 4 or 5 times before I got off. And when I got off, it was such a relief. I was like, oh, finally I'm headed in the right direction. That's what's going to happen. But first you got to know where you are, right? And I've told you this before. You have to be able to say, where am I right now? And I know as autistics, a lot of times we're like, somebody asks you, where are you? Well, I'm right here. No, I'm not talking about physically. Physically, where are you? I'm talking about emotionally, mentally. Where are you? Are you stuck in that 3-corner roundabout where you start off in corner 1 and you're disconnected and you're alone and you're feeling detached from everything and everyone around you? And you start seeking out a connection. And you come across one and you try it out, but it's not a good fit and it makes you feel bad. And you're seeking out to try and please that other person, or maybe the voices in your head, and you never feel good enough. And so you step back and you're like, this sucks. I don't want to feel bad anymore. So you move to that corner 3, and now you're seeking out this quick fix, this feel good. And when the feel good dies off, you're left standing there and you're trying to seek out that next connection. So you go back maybe to that bad relationship. And then you're stuck in it long enough, you start feeling bad and you start to question, why am I here again? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I in? And then you're beating yourself up, right? You're in this because you don't want to be alone yet again, but you didn't get that really good fix you were looking for when you were in that feel good corner. So then you're like, screw it. I'm over people. I'm done with it. I will figure it out on my own. And you're back in corner 1, disconnected. Only to start all over again. You're disconnected. You feel bad. You're looking for something. You end up in corner 3. And you keep making the roundabout over and over and over again. It's like getting stuck on the conveyor belt. And the door is just going in circles, yet you don't seem to get out of the door fast enough. You know, in those big hotels, they have the doors that go around and around. I can't get in those things. It just makes my feet feel weird, and I think I'm going to get stuck or my fingers are going to get crushed. I don't know, maybe you too. But think about it like that. Are you in the hamster wheel, constantly going around in the same circle, never really getting anywhere? You go from feeling alone to feeling bad to feeling good for a little bit. But then you feel bad again and you start all over. Well, here's the thing. Right now, I want you to stop. I want you to decide. Make the decision. Make the choice. Because you're worth it. And you may not have made the choice to be in that roundabout. You were stuck in that roundabout because you didn't know any different. You don't have somebody encouraging you and telling you, hey, these are the things that are good for you. This is the thing that's going to help you. You're stuck in this loop like Groundhog Day, and you know deep down it isn't right for you. And you ask yourself, is there anywhere else to go? If so, How do I get there? I'm here to tell you that there is another choice, that there is somewhere else to go, and that I'm going to help you get there. We're going to talk about corner 4 next week, the true connection, what it is, what it looks like, how to get there. I'm going to do a question and answer session at the end. So after we go through corner 4, so start thinking about some of the questions that you've had as we've gone through these 3 corners: the corner of disconnect, the corner of bad connection, and the corner of the false good connection. Are these speaking to you? Are these part of where you are? Are you stuck in that roundabout? If you are, you've got hope. You've got a way off the roundabout. And I'm going to share it with you next week. Pop in the comments below. Let me know, what are your questions? What are some things that you want to dive deeper on it and need an answer for? What's something that's really heavy on your heart that you need to know? I'm going to answer those questions. Make sure that you go to www.socialautie.com and on the website, get the free e-workbook download. I've put together step-by-step, week-by-week worksheets to help you through this process. Get off that roundabout. But before you can step off, you got to know where you are. Get that e-workbook, find out where you are. And let's move into that corner 4 next week, and let's make a difference. Let's change it. Let's make that true connection, friends.